Alrighty, take two. But I'll tell you what, it really gets old. Really, really gets old fast. Unbelievable. Here we go again. Take two. Ay, ay, ay. We'll give it a minute for some people to jump in here, guys. Again, I will say this again in this one as well. If we have an interruption, just give me a moment. I will get right back online. I have no control over what they're doing, what games they're playing. So, it's nothing we can do about it. We just have to keep coming back on, and we'll do the best we can. So if there's any interruptions, we will do the same thing again. I'll get right back on as soon as I possibly can. Okay, so we were talking about the two cases in California that they have there's no way to tell where they came from, the cases. These two individuals, one is a 65-year-old man, and the other one is a woman, and I'm not sure how old she was, and they're 90 miles apart. So that's something to think about as well, first of all. Both of them, they're community transmission. Okay, so what are we talking about when we're talking about community transmission? These are two individuals that have had no contact with anybody from overseas or that have traveled or anything like that. And these two individuals are sick. Now, again, they're 90 miles apart. So I want you to think about that for a second. All right. The one lady is in serious condition. I just got an update that said that we now have 63 confirmed cases in the U.S. and one is in critical condition. I believe it is that woman because they had intubated her, which means they probably put her on a ventilator, okay, to help her breathe. So I'm thinking that she's probably the one that is now critical. All right. Again, these are two individuals. Hey, Asif, YouTube is not prepared for Ed. Take two, exactly. And thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate that. Again, these two people, there is no origin where it came from, so they have no idea. Hey, Mountain Girl, how you doing tonight? Odin looks great on you, PN1. My eyes are wide open and always prepared. Thank you very much, and thank you for the donation. And I got to show you, Mountain Girl, too. I got the mug. I'm using the mug tonight as well. Love the shirt. First thing I did today was put the shirt on. So, yep. So just, again, thank you for that. Thank you for the donation as well. Okay, so we have, this is the scary thing with this. And again, now remember what I was saying just before I was cut off on the last one. There's only 400 test kits in California. That's it. That's all I got, 400 test kits. Now, they're amping stuff up, obviously. They're going to be making a lot more test kits and stuff like that. But what this community transmission is showing us, it's spreading. These two individuals are 90 miles apart. They probably didn't even have contact with each other, so they probably both caught it from other sources, which is telling me, and should be telling you guys, that people are moving around, having the virus, don't know they have the virus, and they're spreading it around, okay? Scary stuff. Scary stuff. They have been at this point only testing people that had traveled and had, maybe had contact and stuff like that. They need to expand that. They really need to jump on that and expand it because we just, again, way too many unknowns with this thing. Okay, way too many unknowns. One of the unknowns, and I just kind of want to touch base on this one really quickly. All right. How long can it last on the surface of something? Now, I've been hearing people say 9 days, but according to the experts, okay, I want you to listen to this, guys. According to the experts, it is unknown how long it lasts on the surfaces of things. They have no idea. No idea. There are so many unknowns with what is going on with this. Very scary stuff. Really, I mean, if you really look at it that way, it's really frightening. It is spreading, okay? Now, of course, when you have the World Health Organization obviously raising the risk level to very high, again, like I said in the last video before it was interrupted, it's about time that they jumped on board and realized how bad this thing really is getting, and it's spreading, okay? They've tried to keep it under wraps. They hoped that it would go away. They would hope that they could contain it. They haven't been able to, okay? Now, here's something interesting that I wanted to bring out. Now, this came out, this is a quote from 4 hours ago, and this is from Bill Gates, okay? It is a once-in-a-century pathogen that we've been worried about, meaning the virus, okay? That's coming from Bill Gates. Once in a century pathogen. So that tells you how serious it is if somebody with his influence and power is saying that it's something that we need to be concerned about. So very, very scary stuff, okay? We got to really pay attention. Why are YouTube channels saying that the flu-like virus wait a minute, hold on a second. In pollen or worse, like more people die from car accidents, COVID-19 is being super hyped. All right, well, here's the problem, guys. That's a great question. Thank you for that question. There's a lot of misinformation going on out there, okay? There's a lot of stuff being spread around. They're trying to keep people calm. That's what we got to remember. The whole purpose of places like the World Health Organization, our own government, and those other governments around the world, they're trying to keep calm as long as they possibly can. They don't want to spread panic, because when people panic, people lose their mind, obviously, okay? The stock market this week, okay, lost 12% of its value, okay, in the United States. The markets around the world, and I want you to think about this, the markets around the world have lost $5 trillion. $5 trillion. Hey, Asif, beware of the Ides of March 3/15. I suspect that the CV will explode on the screen on that date. Mark my words. Okay. Well, thank you very much for that prediction, and thank you for the information. Hey, Leonard, what do you think is the cause? Wait a minute. Let me just read this. What do you think is the cause of N95 that are expired? It just, whatever they're using in the N95 mask, they're probably have a shelf life like anything else, and they're probably only going to be good to a certain point. So that would be why that would be like that. So that's the only thing I can think of. I don't make the mask, so I don't have the specs on it and how long they're good for and all that type of stuff. But that's what we got to think about. Okay. So, but anyway, all those type of things always have a shelf life. I see we're at 1.3K people in the chat, and we're at 337 on the thumbs up, guys. If you haven't shot a thumbs up yet, if you would do that, I absolutely would appreciate that to show support for the channel. And thank you ahead of time. And again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon so you get all notifications as well. Bill Gates is Satan. Well, I wouldn't go that far. He has an agenda, and we've talked about that in other streams. What his coming out of his own mouth about controlling the population through, through vaccinations and stuff. So yeah, that's definitely something that is concerning. Let's see. Hey, Ken Rickens, thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate that. Yapper Viking, just want to say thank you for bringing us all to, hold on a second, bringing us all together and taking the time to educate us. Hug the prepper pets for me. I will do that. I love my animals, and thank you very much for that donation as well. And you're very welcome. I believe that we absolutely need to be working together on stuff. I really do. I think it's important that we work together and, and show support and try to help each other the best way that we possibly can. And when I say that, I'm just not talking about preppers and off-gridders. I'm talking about all people. There is a lot of very naive people that do not realize what we're facing with this thing. I think this thing could be a very, very bad thing. That's my opinion, of course. You know what I mean? But when you are seeing the things that are happening, when you see what the government is doing, I want you guys to think about something that was done the other day when the president put the vice president in charge of everything that goes on in the United States as far as the virus. And everybody has to report to the vice president. They can't just go to the regular media anymore and say, this is what I think, this is what I feel. They have to report all their information to the president or vice president, and then they decide what information that we get, the general public, okay? That is concerning as far as I'm concerned. Very, very concerning, all right? I wanted to bring up a couple other things here. So we're going to go over the numbers really, really quickly, okay? They're saying that the number of infected is at 84,124. The number of deaths are at 2,867. and they're saying that 36,738 are recovered. Okay, now that's the information that we're being given. The latest numbers that we've been given: Japan has 228 cases with 4 deaths. South Korea is up to 2,337 cases with 13 deaths. Iran is at 388 cases with 34 deaths. Italy is up to 888 cases with 21 deaths. Couple things I want to bring up with that. I'm going to talk about Italy first, and then we're going to talk about Iran really quickly. Now, I'm not sure if you guys knew this or not, but the Pope was out there. Oh, and the emissary from Iran that was in the Vatican has died from the virus. Okay, now the Pope is sick. Now the Pope was just out there a couple days ago, shaking hands with a whole bunch of people and all that type of stuff. Now the Pope is sick. Now they're not saying that he has the virus. Okay, they're just saying that the Pope is sick right now. I think that's really, really interesting information, especially with everything that is going on. So just something to pay attention to. Hey, Kate MC. I work in an ER most times. Hold on a second. Let me just. Most times we aren't ready for Monday morning. Never mind this. No way there are enough vents for everyone that will be critical. You know what? Thank you very much for that donation. And you are absolutely 100% right. We talked about that the other day in the chat, how New York City said they have 1,200 beds ready to deal with the virus when you have 8.5 million people in the city. How are you going to take care of that many people if this gets crazy? Hey, veterinary nurse, ECC, get your fur babies their corona vaccine. Oh, yeah, you know what? I don't vaccinate. I thank you for that tip to do that. I appreciate that. But I don't take my vets like crazy to the animal or to the vet. And there's a lot of reasons for that. Let's see. I don't even know how to say your name. MINRLWTR. If you want more books, we'll do Ron Foster. Oh, it's Ron. Hey, is that Ron? Thank you very much. Okay, so first of all, I wanted to clarify that too really quickly. Ron was the one that sent those books, the ones that came, his books, the Ron Foster books. Actually, I have the one right here. All right. You see my bookmark? I've started reading it. Okay. This is The Long Walk Home by Ron Foster. So, Ron, thank you very much for the donation. Again, thank you very, very much for the books. And like I said, I've already started reading this one. The other one I kind of thumbed through really quickly. Tremendous amount of good information in that other book as well. I highly recommend. Actually, let me grab that other book real quick, guys. Hold on one second. I'll be right back. Okay, so I wanted to show you this too. I wanted to take the time out to grab this real quick. This is Ron's other book, Old Fart Survival Guide, okay, by Ron Foster. And just with thumbing through it, guys, a lot of great information in this book, a lot of great information that could save your life, okay? So I definitely recommend, all right, again, it's Ron Foster. It is Old Fart Survival Guide. Like I said, I just kind of thumbed through it a little bit. From what I can see, though, a lot of great information that can really help you. And so really important, guys, to have stuff like this. Have these type of books that are going to guide you. Because the thing is, okay, let's say you buy this book, all right? You buy the book, you take it home, you set it aside, and you forget about it. When something happens, you're going to go, hey, wait a minute. I have this book chock full of information that can help me. You pull that book out, you start going through that, and that can make all the difference in the world. I've highly recommended many times, get things in hardcover, guys. Books chock full of information can save your life when the time comes, okay? They can absolutely save your life. So I think it's really important to have that type of information. So again, Ron, thank you very much for sending the books. I do appreciate that. I had forgotten that we had talked and you said you were going to send them. So when they came, I'm like, who sent these? And then I remembered afterwards. So thank you very much again. I do appreciate that. Hey, Charles, do you know there's a gig order on all officials when discussing the virus? Also, there is a first drug shortage, but they won't say, wait a minute, hold on a second. Hold on, let me just go back to that. But they won't say what. Holding info. Yes, they absolutely. They. I talked about that a little bit earlier in the stream here. They are definitely. Everything has to be filtered through the vice president. So they cannot share information. It has to go through them first, and then they filter out what we're going to get. Okay, that's concerning to me. Okay, that's very concerning to me. Also, again, there's going to be shortages of medication. It's just absolutely going to happen. Hey, Denise, it's never too late to prep. You are absolutely right. Great advice, and thank you very much for the donation as well. Guys, like I said, if you haven't started prepping at this point, you need to. You need to get on it. You need to get things in place. Really, really important. Hey, Opera Viking. Hold on a second. I'm going to pay you to say this right. Yeah. Oh, UPER. Okay. I was saying it wrong. I'm sorry. A name given to those who live in Upper Michigan. Oh, okay. You are amazing. Thank you very much. Thank you, UPER. Okay. Well, now I know, and I apologize for saying it wrong. Pronunciation is not always my forte, if you will. So, but I'm sorry about that for saying it wrong. So thank you for the donation as well, but I appreciate that. But it froze, Mr. Right here, I'm looking, everything is good on this end. So anyway, all right, so let's carry on here, guys. A lot of crazy stuff going on, a lot of stuff to really be paying attention to. And like I said, one of the critical things that we need to be paying attention to is what is going on right now in California when you have two different cases 90 miles apart from each other. And you have people that have become infected and they have no source of that infection. They have no idea how these people got infected, all right? So, again, minimal test kits available at this time. I know they're amping that up and they're working on that and they're trying to get things squared away. I'm going to tell you right now, behind the scenes, they are losing their minds. I can guarantee you that. Hey, Jay Stone, my hound said to buy your bones. And wait, hold on a second. I just want to read what he said here. My hound said to buy yours a bone and they wouldn't share with the cats. All right, I will do that. I will buy them a bone with that. Thank you very much for the donation. I do appreciate that. Yeah, they're good puppies. They're really good puppies. I want people to realize something too, and it's like a lot of times when I do my videos outside, you see the dogs are outside, okay? My dogs are outside for a very brief period of time. Depending on what the weather is, like when the weather is cold like it has been, maybe a half an hour they're outside and they're back in the house. I don't leave my dogs outside all day long. There's no way I would do that. Hey, David Quinn, thoughts on surviving and prepping as a college student in Arizona, cannot get home. Okay, thank you very much for that donation. What I would suggest is make sure you have things in place to be able to bug out if you need to. Have those kind of supplies that if you need to get out of Dodge, that you can. So what you want to be able to do as a college student, you're probably in pretty good shape, I hope. So you would want to put a pack together that's maybe 30, 40 pounds at the most. Hold on one second. I'll get back to you in a second. MCJ, my classmate told me that she was in Shanghai. Hold on a second. That she was in Shanghai when the breakup again. She, along with thousands of sick people, flew out a day before the quarantine. Now she's sick with a cough. Should I be worried? I would be, absolutely. I would be concerned, and thank you for that donation as well. I would, I'll tell you what, I would let the proper authorities know as well, to be honest with you. I'm not trying to be, telling on anybody, but, that would be information that I think that the people would need to know about. So that's what I would suggest you do that. Now, but getting back to the other question, make sure you have a water filter, a really good water filter, so that you can filter water to be able to drink. Water's critical, okay? Water is very, very critical. Make sure you have supplies on hand as well. Food, like I said, freeze-dried food is a great thing to have because it's lightweight when you're carrying it. You just need to have water to get it up, to boil up and then put it in there to be able to eat. So those are important things as well. There's a lot of things, that I could go do a whole show on what you should have as a college student, in your preps to be able to get home. If you have a bicycle, I think that's really critical to be able to have a bicycle for a mode of transportation if there's not cars aren't working and stuff like that. And with a bicycle, you can get in and out of traffic a lot quicker. You can carry a lot more of your supplies on a bicycle as well and not carrying it on your back. So that would be my quick advice to you. Make sure you got enough food. Make sure you have enough water. You have a water purifier. If you can put your hands on a bicycle, get a bicycle. Bikes you can get cheap. I picked up a bike last summer at a garage sale for Heather with the helmet, the lock, and the bicycle. I got it for $40. So the deals are out there, But 3 months of meds at least, you should routinely have 90 extra at any given time. Chris Sansanjet. Yeah, if you're on medication, guys, you absolutely should have meds on hand. You absolutely should have, as much as you can allowable by the doctor, which is usually a 30-day or 90-day supply. Is like the most that they will give you at any one time. Okay, so that's important to remember as well. Having that supply is going to be really critical. I see we're at 1.9 in the chat, guys, and we're almost at 700 thumbs up. If you haven't shot a thumbs up yet, I would appreciate you doing that. And again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, if you're new and you're just checking us out, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications. I live stream 3 days a week, and I post videos every single day. So, and thank you very much for that support ahead of time. I wanted to talk about, so now we're going to talk about Iran really quickly. The official number is 34 dead in Iran, okay? But there's independent reports coming out saying that there's at least 210 people that have died in Iran. There was a whistleblower nurse that said in her hospital alone, there was 16 deaths in her hospital alone. So again, a lot of these countries, guys, and the United States included, we're going to always make sure we include the United States in this because we're not like the shining beacon and we tell no tales, okay? All these governments are going to try to control the narrative. So things being underreported in Iran, they had canceled the different prayers today, which is is huge because, with the Muslim religion, they're very, very rigid on what they do. And so for them to cancel prayers and to cancel schools and to cancel all these different things that are going on, that tells you that it's a lot worse than they're letting on. Okay. Again, they were saying that the total number of infected in Iran is 388. I'm sure it's much higher than that. And this, guys, realistically, if you think about it, how quickly things have taken off in South Korea, how quickly things have taken off in Iran, how quickly things have taken off in Italy. It's a very, very short time. I got a cat scratching at the door, guys. I got to go do my job. I will be right back. It's covered with snow. Sorry about that. I apologize. Oh, somebody just said, important news from Neuropath Organic Unsweetened Concentrated Grapes. Juice strengthens cells. Second infection attacks the T cells. Please research. That comes from Tara, and I do not know how to say your last name, so I'm not even going to begin to try. So thank you very much for that information, and thank you very much for that donation as well. I do appreciate it. Hey, Mike Eckert. Have rice beans. Jenny and Gas have bought more canned goods, pasta, water, storage batteries, cold medicines, vitamins, plastic sheeting, heavy, let me go back to you here real quick, heavy trash bags based on your podcast. Thanks and keep it up. Oh, well, I'm glad you did that, Mike, and thank you very much for that donation. I love the amount. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's awesome. So thank you very much for that donation. And I'm glad that you guys are listening. I'm glad you guys are doing something. The biggest person that can help you is yourself. That is absolutely true. Hey, Math, Music, and Life. Stash meds fast. Tell docs to double your dose, then break in half and save the extra. Oh, there you go. That's one way you can do it too. That'll extend how much that you have as well. That makes a lot of sense. Again, you got to do what you have to do to protect yourself, guys. A lot of people are on meds. My sister would be one of them. Her and her husband are both on meds. There's not going to be those meds here. I don't have what they have. Okay. So, going cold turkey on something is not going to be a pleasant experience, but, that is definitely something to think about. Taking care, it's really critical. And I want you guys to remember this. Do not rely on somebody else to take care of you. Rely on yourselves. Help yourselves. That is so important. I want to make sure that you guys do that. Did you Ed, did you talk him down on the bike for Heather? Yes, Mr. Rose, I did. Actually, he had a higher price on the bike, and I said to him, I will give you $40 for it. And he hemmed and hawed for a second. I said, hey, take it or leave it or I'm gone. And he's like, okay, yeah, I'll take it. So yeah, of course I bartered. I love to do that. Hey, Pamela Collins, thanks for all that you do. Thank you very much. And thank you for that donation as well. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. But yeah, I love to barter. Bartering, I'm telling you guys, I get it from my mother. I watched her as a kid. My mother always took us to garage sales as kids, and we got great stuff, and she never paid what they asked for it. And if they wouldn't barter with her, she'd walk away. You should get an Eskimo wife to go with your big igloo. Oh my God, that's too funny. Yeah. It looks like an igloo right now, doesn't it? But I'll tell you what, when I get that greenhouse up and running, that is going to be an awesome way for me to produce a lot of my own food. Definitely all my own greens and stuff like that I will have to eat, and I'll be able to can a tremendous amount of stuff. I'm really, really looking forward to that. Really, really looking forward to that. Ed, what do you do? Or what do you? I don't know what else we were asking there. I'm not even sure what you were asking. So, but anyway, again, guys, make sure you're helping yourselves. That's really, really important. Get out there, get the supplies that you need. If you haven't done it yet, it's still not too late. The window is definitely closing. More and more people are waking up. They are getting prepared, okay? And I think as things continue to accelerate, which I believe that they will, they're already accelerating. When you have 2 cases of people in California with unknown origins of how they got it, that means somebody's out there spreading it around and is continuing to do so. That's very, very frightening because that can affect a lot of people. Again, the supposed death rate, we don't know if that's a true number or not because we're never been given the true information from China, what the true numbers are. I mean, the numbers that they give us, I don't believe those for a second. You don't do what they have done in China, Russia, all the other countries. You don't do that for the small amount of people. Catquake 4.0. Yeah, frisky on a scale. Yeah, the cat jumped on the bed and it shook everything. Thank you very much, Asif, again for the donation. I do appreciate that. Yeah, they do that. That's what they do. They're in and off the bed all the time, and yeah, it's their bed. I just share it with them. It seems like it. And then if they're in a spot and I'm trying to get in, it's just funny. They will complain, and I'll be like, "Hey, it's my bed." I'm talking to the cats like they're humans, right? I'm like, "It's my bed. I can do what I want." Very, very funny. But so anyway, but no, I'm really looking forward to getting things going with the greenhouse. And as soon as the weather does break here, I have things that I need to button up with the greenhouse first and get things squared away. And I'll show you guys all that. I really will. So I'm just trying to ride out the rest of this crappy winter, and we'll get through it. And actually, it hasn't been that bad, realistically. Temperature-wise, it has not been a bad winter. So that's kind of the scary thing, too. We got plenty of snow, though. That's for sure. What's your opinion on China controls the pharmacy drug manufacturing industry? Well, that's from Don't Panic. You know what? That's been an issue for a very, very long time. When you have basically one place that controls everything that we're getting, and they send it all over there because it's cheap labor and they can get it done really cheaply because, heaven forbid that the big pharmaceutical companies, are not making a tremendous, huge profit for their investors. That's why that's happened. And so, maybe that needs to be revisited. They need to look at that and decide we need to have more manufacturing here in the United States, even if it costs a little bit more, because now what's going to happen, you're going to have prices are going to skyrocket. They already started to skyrocket on goods that are not available. And people are taking, like an example is the N95 mask, putting them online and saying, a lot higher prices than they paid for them. Because that's capitalism at its finest, obviously, supply and demand. So I got to show this again for the people that haven't seen it. This is my new mug that just came, and I think it's pretty cool. Very Viking-ish, which I think is neat. So, and that was Deb sent that down to me. So thank you very much for that. And of course, the t-shirt, I'll show this again really quickly for people so they can see it. I put that on today. Absolutely love this T-shirt. I think it's very, very cool. And so that obviously is Odin on the T-shirt. So if you look at your Norse mythology, I absolutely love it. I should have been a Norseman, is what I should have been. But so I think it's pretty cool. So anyway, but I want something else that I wanted to bring up too as well. Let me just try to look at my stuff here that I have. But again, so now we're up to 63 cases in the U.S. as well, with one critical. That is, hey, Steph. Let me just say it went by real quick. So hold on, I got to go back to your comment. Flexiseed has lowered my blood pressure naturally. Oh, very cool. Glad to hear that. That's awesome. There's a lot of things that we can do with nature that are going to be helpful, okay? I think we need to do a combination of whatever is available and also what is natural. Homeopathic, remedies and stuff like that. Some people believe in them, some don't. But there's a lot of holistic medicine that actually does work very, very well. And there's a lot of medicinal plants out there, guys, and they can really make a difference, for you if you know what they are. Okay, so really, really take advantage of that if you can. Do whatever you have to do. If you can get books, again, get books on whatever region of the country or the world that you're in. Get books to find out what are the medicinal plants are, what are the edible plants in your area. That can make a difference as well if you live or die. Like I said, here's the biggest thing. Again, knowledge is power, guys. It's really, really important. Knowledge is power. It makes all the difference in the world. So the more information that you can have, that you can retain, that you can have in hardcover, really, really important to have and to use. And so I definitely encourage all of you to do that. Okay, so I did want to mention really quickly, on my website at PrepperNurse1.com, we have the Prepper Nurse One community, which is a great place to connect with like-minded people. Hey, Thomas White, do you think Kratom is an alternative? What do I think of Kratom as an alternative med? All right, I have not personally used Kratom, but I know people that have, and they swear by it. They said it works really well for them. So I would, again, if you want to take that chance and try it, I would, that would be completely up to you. I can't say, yes, it's great because I've used it, because I haven't. So I don't know. But from the people that I have talked to that have used Kratom, it has worked for them very, very well. So again, that's one of those buyer beware type of things. You can try it. If it works for you, great. And then just kind of go from there. Okay, so that would be my advice on that. But again, going back to what I was saying, and thank you very much for that donation as well. But with the website, the Prepper Nurse One community that we have there is totally free to join. It does not cost anything. Okay, you can go in. You have to register because it's private. We have great message boards there. A lot of like-minded people to connect with, talk with, share information, which is absolutely awesome as well. Now I'm getting hot, so hold on. I got to crack this window. Okay, that's a little bit better. It's cold outside, but it was very cool in the house earlier. But I know I got the fire cranking. And all of a sudden, and then I got this light on. This light over here really warms everything up. So I just cracked the window. Now I got a nice breeze blowing in here. And I'm a fat guy, and fat guys sweat a lot easier. So, that's really important that we don't overheat. What do they use Kratom for? People use it for pain. MS people use it. People with joint pain, with fibromyalgia, those type of things. That's what they have used. It's a painkiller. It's not supposed to be as addictive. Now, again, I can't say if it is or it isn't. I have never used it, but that's what they use it for. Okay, so, okay, hold on a second. We got a couple real quick here. Let me just go through this. Let's see. David Quinn, I live on campus, plan on moving during the summer, but may happen sooner than expected. Thoughts on being in close vicinity to unprepared students in dorms and supplies. I do have a crossbow. All right, I'm going to get to that in a second. Math, Music, and Life. Coming March 7th, Saturday, Fed emergency recovery test for New York Stock Exchange and Chicago Merck Exchange. Watch out for rising stocks next week, then a major smackdown March 15th. All right, well, thank you for that information as well. I do appreciate that. As far as David goes, what you're going to want to do, David, be the gray man, okay? Try to keep a low profile as you possibly can. Do not draw attention to yourself. I would not be walking around with that crossbow looking for problems, because you're going to find them if you do. have some kind of poncho or something that you can put over yourself that you can hide what you have underneath that poncho. You can say it's cold or you're for the rain or whatever it may be. Low key is the best way to be. So if you need to get away from all those unprepared people, maybe you have a couple of people you can trust that you can pull in. Again, safety in numbers. Do it that way. That would be my suggestion. Thank you very much for both of you for those donations as well. But be the gray man is very, very important. You do not want to draw undue attention to yourself in an emergency situation because people are going to be paying attention to those type of things. Okay, so that's really, really important. Wait, hold on a second. Let me get back to this one here real quick. Stock trader here, please don't look at the stock market, look at the bond market. Tons of money shorting the markets. Buy silver and gold, it's on sale. That's from Camera Raw. Okay, I think that's how you say your name. But yes, thank you for that information. But here's something that I thought was really interesting. The stock market has gone down the last 2 days, right? You would think that people would be hedging their bets getting into silver and gold. Silver and gold has gone down the last 2 days as well. And I didn't look at it before then. That is bizarre to me that because usually when people are hedging their bets, now they're shorting the market, that makes sense. But the fact that people are not going into gold and silver to as a protection is very, very surprising to me. I think people are pulling their money out is what they're doing. I talked to a good friend of mine today that he has, and this was before whatever, the market was down 300 and something points today. And up to that point, he said he's lost $25,000 in his 401k. So, just with this week. So that's something to think about. But yeah, 1667 for silver now. Yeah, it was over 18 early in the week, and it has definitely gone down. To be honest with you, in my opinion, and I've told you guys before, I would not do gold. But I definitely would do silver. I would look at that as very much a buying opportunity to add to your silver. I think that's really, really important. My youngest son would love that cup. I wish I knew where to buy one. You know what? I don't know where she got them from, to be honest with you. But very, very cool cup, though. Brokerage firm. Oh, hold on a second. Let's see. Brokerage firms have to cover the money they borrowed on their margin trades. They had to sell. Okay. So he's a broker, so he knows. So thank you very much for that information. I do appreciate that. I know that the market came back later in the day. It was down quite a bit earlier. Huff Long Dung, recently subbed. Loved your content. Thank you. Well, thank you very much, and thank you for the donations. Well, I do appreciate that. And welcome aboard. I know we've got a lot of influx of newer people into the channel, so I do appreciate that as well. It's been a lot of fun. It's fun watching it grow. Like I said, recently just crossed over 80,000 subscribers, which is very, very cool. A lot of new people coming over from Marfoogle News, so I appreciate that as well. I was on his show last night, which, man, that ended up being a long night. We finished up at about 1 a.m. East Coast time, so it was a long night. And of course there was issues getting things going and started, so it was pretty wild. But it was a great show. Marf is absolutely awesome. Marf is a good guy. So again, if you are not subscribed to Marfoogle News, guys, go over there, check him out, show him some love, tell him the Prepper Nurse One sent you, because he's a good dude. I like the guy. So we've had, and I'm going to be on his show again. He asked me to come back again next Thursday, so I said I sure will. So I'll be on there again next Thursday. Now we keep saying 8 o'clock. It ends up being after 9 o'clock before the show gets started. I didn't think it started yesterday until about 9:30. East Coast time. So anywhere between 8 and 9:30 in that range, look for the show. He's over on DLive when he's doing the shows, and a lot of good information, a lot of fun, really enjoyed being on his show, and I will be on his show again next Thursday as well. So definitely look for us then as well. So anyway, I see we're at 2,000 people watching. We're 1,000 on the thumbs up, guys. If you haven't shot a thumbs up yet, if you would do that, I absolutely would appreciate that to show support for the channel. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications. YouTube is not always great with notifications. I live stream 3 days a week, Fridays, Sundays, and Wednesdays. And I also, like I said, the last few weeks I've been on Marv's show on Thursdays, and I put videos up every single day. So He was on for 3 hours today. Wow. Okay. Yeah. No, I know he's on quite a bit. So he's a good dude. Like I said, I really really like him. Uh, let's see what we got here. Wish we could all be wearing masks now. That it's time to shave. Well, not time to shave quite yet. Not yet. I mean, let's get over. Let's talk about the mask for a second, guys. A lot of the masks are ineffective for a couple of reasons. Uh, the virus can get you through your eyes as well. Okay, so that's another path that the virus can get in. Let's not forget possibly your ears as well. But the thing is, with the mask, if you think you have the virus, you should be wearing the mask. The mask is not going to offer a tremendous amount of protection because people are not wearing it properly. You need to have a proper seal. So somebody like me with my beard, the mask wouldn't work at all. I would have to shave my beard off to get a really good seal on the mask. So, those are things to think about as well. The biggest thing I want, like I said, I've talked about this several times, guys, prepare to shelter in place. Get out there, get whatever supplies you need. I very much encourage you to have freeze-dried food as part of your storage that you have. I do still have that available on my website, and I just want to really quickly go over the couple things are out of stock right now, like the 60 meal buckets. Forget about it; you can't get them. The breakfast, lunch, and dinner buckets, the 120 buckets, they're out of stock as well. The 60 and the 120. The gluten-free stuff, all the way up to the 360 bucket, they're all out of stock right now. A lot of stuff out of stock. Milk is out of stock at the moment. That should be coming back soon. Eggs are going to be out for a while, so and you can still order the stuff, guys, but it's going to take a while for these products to come in, okay? If you want to order the 120 bucket or the 240 or the 360 regular buckets, they're there. The breakfast, lunch, and dinner buckets are out, okay? They're out of stock right now. Eventually, they will get them back in. They're getting slammed. So if you are still interested in that type of stuff, you can go ahead and order, but you're going to need to be patient. Anybody that has ordered recently, I've been putting orders in that as they come in, and it's like you're on a list. And as soon as stuff comes in, they're processing stuff that I get in as soon as they can. It can be a while. We could be looking at least 45 days at this point right now because of everybody and their brother wanting freeze-dried foods. So just putting that out there for you guys, just so you know. Again, my website, preppernurse1.com, if you are interested in that. But again, besides freeze-dried food, you need to get your beans and your rice, your canned goods, get your sugar. Make sure you're getting honey and localized honey, not store-bought honey, okay? Better for you. It's going to help with allergies and stuff like that because it has all the stuff local to you, and it's going to really help you that way. So make sure you have those. Make sure you have water. Make sure you have a way to purify water. Those are really important. And I'm going to tell you what I just did. And again, I'm not affiliated with them at all. I probably should. I need to call them and get an affiliation with them because I keep pumping them all the time. Is the Berkey water filter, okay? I just went on yesterday, and I was talking about it, I think. I just ordered 4 more filters for my Berkey, and I use 2 at a time. I use 2 at a time in my Berkey. So I went out, and I can I have a big Berkey, so I can actually fit 6 filters in there at any one time that I want to. I only use 2 at a time. It goes slower, but I don't need to have a demand of water at this point in time. Now, if I had more people here, I would add more filters to my Berkey. But anyway, I'm getting off point, right? So I bought 4 more filters yesterday. Normally, they ship within 1 to 2 days, okay? Right now, they have such a high demand that the delay is 6 to 10 days. So again, if you're going to order something, get it now. And I highly recommend that. The Berkey is a great system to have. Really, really important thing to have, okay? So definitely highly recommend that, guys. So just, take advantage of that again, okay? Clove oil, for toothaches. Yeah, that's a good idea too. That's medical kits, guys. Get stuff that they have the things that you can use to fill in cavities and stuff like that. Things go truly south. I want you guys to think about, the different things that happen on an everyday basis in normal life that happens all the time that we just don't think anything of. If we have an issue with something, we go to the doctor, we go to the dentist, wherever we got to go, and get those things taken care of. things are not going to be available if things get really, really bad. If we need to shelter in place, we need to be ready for that. Hey, Math, Music, and Life. Platypus water filter. I used it camping for 20 people. Oh, hold on a second. Go back here. Got extra filters now. Oh, wow, that's very cool. So there's another option, the Platypus water filter. So thank you for that information, and thank you for that donation. Angel, polling daughter at the end of next week, thoughts. Thank you for the donation, and my thoughts are it might be a little premature because I don't want you guys to get in trouble for polling your kids too soon. I plan on polling Heather as well, to be honest with you. I'm paying attention to what is going on. If things continue to get worse, what you might end up finding out, guys, these schools may be proactive in this, and they may shut schools down. You look at what happened in Japan right now, okay? Japan has shut down all their schools until after the April break. So think about that. We are not even in March yet, obviously a day or so away, but we're going to be getting into March. They've already shut down the schools because of the spread of the virus over there in Japan until April, okay? So that may happen here as well. Don't be surprised. Hey, 454 Tiger, just a tip for anyone who is right on. Oh, hold on a second. Let me just go back there so I can read that. Who is right on funds? Buy bottled water and refill the bottles and store them. Easy way to build your water supply, though it takes up space. Yes, it does, and that's good advice. You definitely need to have good water on hand. Thank you very much for that donation as well. Yeah, if you can buy a bottled water, guys, it's one way to do it, but that needs to stay in a rotation as well. So, again, water, food, medical supplies. Make sure you have some way to get rid of your waste if you had to shelter in place and there was an issue with the power or the water where it wasn't working. Get yourself a 5-gallon bucket, contractor garbage bags. You can get them at Lowe's, Home Depot, whatever is in your area is a hardware place. Contractor garbage bags. It comes 42, and they're great big huge things. You can put a lot of waste in there if you have to. Okay, it's a great way to do it, and it's really smart to do. But you need to be prepared for that. Math, Music, and Life. Can you ask people to post home remedies they use in the forums? Oh, very good. Okay, so Math, Music, and Life. I don't know if it's female. I think she's a female, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, I'm sorry if I'm wrong. She asked people in the forums on my website at preppernurse1.com in the Prepper Nurse 1 community to post home remedies in the forums to help people. So that is a request by Math, Music, and Life. Thank you very much for that donation as well. And I think that's a great idea. Sharing information, guys, is very, very critical. Networking, working together, I think is very, very critical. And I've talked about this a lot. Having other like-minded people that you are connected with, I think is very, very important to do. It's very smart to do as well. And I think we all need to be on top of that, okay? So definitely pay attention to that. Stay focused. The biggest thing is, guys, don't become despondent. Don't become stressed out. Don't be like, oh, my God, what am I going to do? If you don't have a lot of money, there's still ways that you can prep, okay? Again, refilling old water bottles, getting containers milk jugs or whatever, they're not the greatest thing to use, but they'll work in a pinch, okay? Going to your food pantries. You can get a lot of supplies for free at a food pantry. There's no shame in going to a food pantry and stocking up that way. It's a great way to stock up on your preps if you don't have a whole lot, okay? Again, if you have to, humble yourself. Go get food stamps if you don't already have them. I mean, it's very embarrassing to do that. I get it. I do. Okay. But again, if you're looking at your children, your grandchildren, yourselves, make sure you're helping yourselves. Do whatever you possibly can to help yourselves. That's really, really important. I will always encourage you to do that. Okay. We cannot rely on the government. You look at how they handle things. You look how they handled the disaster of Hurricane Katrina. They are not prepared for these type of things. I'm telling you right now, the government is scrambling right now, trying to get things in place, trying to make themselves look as good as they possibly can because of what is going on, okay? Take care of yourselves. Be proactive. Help yourselves. It's really, really important that you do that, all right? Have a way to protect your preps as well. I think that's important as well. How long do I think it will last? It's hard to say. I mean, it depends on how severe it gets here in the United States. My plan, realistically, If we have to shelter in place, I'm looking at minimum of 90 days, maybe longer. And we would have to hopefully be sharing information and know what's going on to even think about venturing out after that time period. If things get bad, folks, you may be wanting to shelter in place as long as you possibly can and not leave for any short length, any short period of time. So those are things to think about as well. And again, make sure you protect yourselves. Mountain House orders on temporary hold due to the high demand. Don't panic, just say that. It doesn't surprise me. Does not surprise me at all. All these companies, guys, they're getting hammered right now. So again, things are short in stock. People are ordering like crazy. I have a tremendous amount of people right now on hold. And when I say a tremendous amount, it is a tremendous amount of people. I have orders in that they have not processed yet. Okay. I keep getting emails and I keep trying to tell you guys on here, it's going to be a while yet. Okay. I just got an email 2 days ago that said it could be up to 45 days before products are getting out the door. So some things are in stock. So if things are in stock, the orders are going in. There's a lot of things on hold because things are not in stock. I'm going through different orders, trying to get in what I can get in. Like people had ordered eggs and eggs are not available, but they ordered like the 120 bucket. So what I've done is I've put that partial order in for people. That's what I'm trying to do to make sure that you guys are going to get your stuff as soon as you possibly can, because I want you to. But again, do other things to help yourselves as well. Don't just freeze-dried food is great to have. It's 25 years shelf life. It's GMO free, the largest portion sizes with the legacy food of any of the other competitors. So there's a lot of advantages to it. It's vegan. So it's very vegetarian. So, you can order the beef and the chicken separately. So they do have that you can add in. So there's a lot of options, okay, but a lot of good choices with it. And like I said, I have it in my preps as well. I wouldn't recommend it if I didn't. I will not recommend something that I don't believe in, okay? So I want to put that out there as well, okay? So I just want to make sure I say that. Guys, we're at 2,000 people in the chat. We're at 1,100 on the thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, please do that to show support for the channel. It just helps out, and I appreciate it if you would do that. So thank you ahead of time. Again, I'm going to say really, really quickly, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon so that you get all notifications of everything, okay? Now, we're getting closer to the end. I'm going to go ahead and do this now. We're 52 minutes into the chat, so we're going to do this now because it goes really fast. So I want to make sure I do it. So we are Legion because we are many. Not Legion bad like the Bible, but Legion good because we are many. There's a lot of us out here. Preppers, off-gridders, new people waking up, which is fantastic. I'm happy to see it, okay? Everybody's jumping the gun tonight. I'm not going to read those ones, guys, because you're jumping the gun. So anyway, where's everybody from tonight? You guys know too well. So let's see. We got Alabama, Texas, Maine, West Virginia, Georgia, Northern Idaho, Tucson, Arizona. Let's see. We have Connecticut. Oh my God. 455 Tiger. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be able to read that. It went by too fast, but thank you for the donation. Let's see. We got Florida, Alabama, Albany, New York, Estonia, Detroit, British Columbia. Very nice. Wisconsin, Idaho, Florida. I see Dallas, Texas, North Dakota. We have Canada, Detroit, Iowa, Nebraska. We have California. We have Tennessee, Canada again, Missouri, Maryland, Minnesota, Virginia. Let's see, Ohio, BC, Canada. Very nice. Oshawa, Ontario, Canada. Let's see. Man, this is going fast, guys. Rhode Island just went by. Southern California. Let's see. Albuquerque, New Mexico. Very nice. Southern Missouri, Alabama, Oregon, Canandaigua, New York. A lot of you guys are right close to me. Anybody close to me needs to contact me. We need to talk. Let's see. Mobile, Alabama, Pennsylvania. Let's see. We have Pittsburgh, Minnesota, Oklahoma, Quebec, Minnesota again, Louisiana, Southern California again, Arkansas, Florida, North. Let's see. Norway, very nice. Quebec. Let's see. We have Alberta in Canada. We have North Carolina, Toronto, Arizona again, Kentucky. So, guys, we're all over the place. We absolutely are all over the place. I see Raleigh, North Carolina. I used to live right in Raleigh. Love that area. Beautiful area. Well, actually, no, I lived in Chapel Hill, so that's part of the triangle. Raleigh's part of the triangle. But I lived in Chapel Hill. But I partied in Raleigh. Raleigh was fun. Kentucky, Dallas. Let's see. We have Kansas. Very nice. Georgia. Central Pennsylvania, New Jersey. Philly. Very nice. Indiana. South Carolina. Akron, Ohio. Mass. I'm not going to say the rest of it. Washington State, Australia. Arkansas. The Netherlands. Indiana. Upland, California. All my folks here, guys, from California, please, please, please be very, very careful. With what is going on there right now, I really want you guys to be careful because you're having unknown origin people spreading and getting contaminated. And so that tells me that there's a lot more cases than they know about. I think it's going to be a very dangerous game here for a while. And every day, and I love, the numbers are going down. Things are getting better. Don't believe it for a second. We are being fed a narrative to try to quell fears, okay? But we need to be paying attention. We need to be on top of stuff. And I really want you guys to do that. I want you to be on top of stuff. So, just be careful. That's my biggest thing. Make sure you are proactive. Make sure you're helping yourself. Remember, panic is the enemy. We do not want to panic. We want to stay focused. We can use fear as a motivator, and I hope you do. I hope if you're afraid, it's okay to be afraid. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as you don't curl up in a ball in a corner and hide, make sure you're staying very proactive with yourselves. Stay on top of stuff. Take care of things. Take care of your families. If it's just you, think of other people, okay? Some people, some of you guys at prep, you're by yourself, okay? Think of other people. Prep for them too. I do that. I prep for other people as well because you just never know who's going to be there that you're going to need to help, who you can help, But again, it's like just keep working at things. We still have a small window of opportunity. I think as each day goes by, that window narrows. I'm pretty much, I'll be honest with you, I'm where I want to be right now. As far as immediate preps, I wish I was further along with the greenhouse. That would be awesome if I was, but, I can work on that at any point in time. So, hey, Oswego, New York, man, you guys just got hammered with some snow. I mean, you think we had it bad? Oswego, New York, I think they got almost 3 feet. So, you guys hang tight up there. I know you get a lot of that lake effect, but it's a nasty one there. You guys really got hammered up in that area. So, but guys, again, get ready as you possibly can. Be ready to do what you need to do to protect yourselves and protect your families. That's really, really important, okay? Stay focused. Don't lose sight. Don't become despondent, like I said. Panic is the enemy. We do not want to panic. There's so many people out there that will panic when the time comes because when they finally pull their heads out of the sand, they're going to be like, oh, my God, and they're all going to run to the store at one time. You want to be as far away from the store at that point because, again, huge crowds, what's that mean? Possibly coronavirus in that crowd, and now people become contaminated. Do your shopping late at night. Get those things that you need to get. Take care of things. That's really, really important, okay? I want to thank my moderators, again, who continue to do a fantastic job. I will be getting T-shirts back up, guys. I promise you, T-shirts will be back up. I have the Legion T-shirts. I have other T-shirts as well. So we will be getting those back up. Hidden Pines Homestead, good live stream, friend. Thank you very much, and thank you for that donation as well. I do appreciate that. My moderators are awesome, guys. They keep the chat clean, which is important. It's really important to me because I really want to keep this as family-friendly as we possibly can. As things get bigger, I may need to add more moderators, to be honest with you. Just so that we have more people on top of stuff. So if you're interested in being a moderator, shoot me an email at preppernurse1@yahoo.com. Okay, and give me your number. I'll call you. We'll talk, and I'll try to. I need more moderators. I need more people because even though my guys do a great job on here. I would like to make sure that we have more than enough people keeping on top of stuff because they're fantastic. They do a great job, but they're getting overwhelmed because as we continue to grow and get more people in the chat, they need help. So, Yopper, I think I probably said that wrong. Nurse 1970, thanks for all that you do. What area do I live in? I am in New York. I am in New York. Upper, is it upper? Upper, that's what it is. Upper, sorry. Now I got it. So I apologize because you're Upper Peninsula in Michigan. I am in New York, downstate New York. Well, considered upstate New York still, not down by New York City by any stretch. I'm a good distance away, thank goodness. But Upper, okay, I got it. I figured it out because somebody else said, yeah. So I'm sorry again. So anyway, guys, remember, we are all in this together. That is important to remember. It really is. Remember also to hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really, really important. And we tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel. Also remember, guys, STD. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, the only one that can stop you from getting there is you, nobody else. Hey, and the good news is only 2 takes tonight, which is awesome. So, again, last minute thumbs up. I would appreciate it. We're at 1-3 on the thumbs up. So, but I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you guys for all the donations. I really do appreciate that. You guys are awesome. Great comments tonight again. Love the comments. You guys ask great questions, which I think is awesome. And I'm sorry that I can't get to everybody's question. There's just no possible way for me to do that. Homestead or Hidden Pines Homestead. I think we're neighbors. Really? Okay. Well, if we're close, give me a holler. Give me a holler. I think I know who you are. Not that I know who you are, but I think I know. Somebody sent me a link, I think, to your channel. So if you're close, definitely give me a holler. Write me again, preppernurse1@yahoo.com. So that's the best way to get a hold of me. So make sure you put the Hidden Pines Homestead. We're close. Because I looked at your channel. So I think I subscribed too, to be honest with you, but I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and look. But anyway, guys, I will see you all tomorrow. I hope you all have a great night. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.